Hello, everybody. This is your host again, Manny Man. As I bring you another wonderful show from the KWAM Profile PT channel. I somehow always kept losing the recordings for this particular show. So, this is dealing with holistic realms. I've already beat the dead horse about not wanting to go on social media. And the shout outs, I have some new shout outs. Shout outs I got for my my mentor who got me out this shell, Melanie Sledge and JJ Pruitt. Thank you so much, guys. Without your guidance and really believing in me, it wasn't that I couldn't do it. I never envisioned myself being on social media, like I said before. And when I decided, they have really got me, and they've now reawakened a creative side that I've always had, but now using social media, because I never had myself as an artisan. I did not feel, and this is a little off the topic, but I'll try to make it fit. My older siblings all have great artistic talent. My oldest brother had a strong engineering background. He liked to be a tinker, like Iron Man type stuff. And I remember seeing him draw. He had really good handwriting, but he definitely had an eye for mechanics and engineering. My sister and stuff was a expert planner / curator and loved to paint and sing. So she had those talents. And my older brother, though he was a big brutish jock, he had probably the most beautiful handwriting, period. Not beautiful handwriting for a guy, beautiful handwriting, period. And he also was able to build, he was in a couple of youth programs where they did wood crafts, and I mean he built a lot of nice signs and carved stuff. My handwriting sucks. The only thing I can do with a knife is scalpel stuff and cut, and other stuff that the Marine Corps taught me as their corpsman. And couldn't hold a note. And definitely my artist drawing ability is more stick figures. So yeah, I thought I didn't have that, but I had an eye for health and fitness, and I guess that's my artistic approach. And I always felt that health was not just for the people who had the money. We all know the Rocky movies where, he just ran and punched the meat and stuff like that. So we forget that. And a lot of boxers in the olden days, they didn't have these fancy gyms like they have now. So for me, it was using my love for fitness and how to best provide the social media. The wondrous thing I will learn is I can share like affirmations. I have a number of certifications. I am a yoga instructor with Iyengar Yoga, heavily in Iyengar, but also know the Vinyasa Baron Baptiste Power Yoga and regular Hatha Vinyasa, and finishing up my studies in Kundalini. And I'm also going to be doing Qigong. But I'm also a certified sound healer with Tibetan and crystal sound bowls and tuning forks, as well as a meditation facilitator, a acupuncturist ear, and I can do 13 body systems with the Chinese Jin 3 needle modality. And my next step will be Reiki 1, 2, and 3 to be Reiki master, as well as chromotherapy. I didn't know I paid for that certification. It was a big holistic health pack, but I really want the Reiki and the chakra affirmation stuff that I want to learn. So that was my thing. If the Reiki and chakra be hand in hand. Apparently I paid for other certifications, which is okay. Oh yeah, and conversational hypnotherapy. So I really wish to do all I can to put a dent into the multi-billion-dollar healthcare industry. There's a doctor on YouTube, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the more nutrition stuff. I think people can get that. My goal is to share mental and physical wellness knowledge and to try to inspire people in the most inclusive manner possible that wellness and health is for everybody. It's not just for the rich where you can look cute. Even a working class person that works at a retail store or construction, to be able to eat and well as mentally be in a place to keep your ability to exercise and keep your muscles strong and pliable to best do your job. I was a military man, and most of my military experiences were combat medical. So I deployed and wore the body armor a lot. I wore the TA-50 and 72 gear quite a bit. Yeah. So I'm quite familiar with that. With that being said, I also am a huge avid cyclist and diver. Also, once a paddler. I want to get back into paddling. I had an inflatable paddle for a while, and I didn't puncture it. I just, when COVID hit, I wasn't able to get out as much, and there are places to paddle around here. They just weren't close, so I wasn't as accessible as it was when I was in Augusta. So for me, fitness has not just been for health and vitality, but also for human performance. And that's where, when I hammed it hard, was doing that. I know I'm going to have trolls. I've accepted that, and including trolls with fitness people. I think fitness, again, is not a one-time thing. If you're a musclehead, like that jock, great. If you're a CrossFit person, great. Some people like that Pilates. I have been a personal trainer with 2 different agencies, and I've also was a Navy exercise leader, as well as I've been a member of every command fitness team in the Army. A couple of times I was actually the physical fitness NCOIC, or enlisted leader. So I have always looked at not just having this great little thin body, but it's also, the bigger thing is a mindset, because if you don't have your brain set to train, you're not going to get up and go to the gym. Even when you don't feel like going to the gym, your mind is going to say you got to go to get that mindset. I've done that so many times. I don't do that anymore. It's because I had a lot of injuries in the military. So for me, my transition from just being weight training to now my fitness journey was really there for a lot more wellness and therapeutic, and then able to use those exercises that were not looked at as hard. There are about 20 different variations of yoga with 84 million asanas or poses. Yeah. And the fact that a lot of kung fu masters, martial artists from the old country, the Southeast Asia countries, yoga is a big thing for them. Yoga and movement. It's a flow. It's a mindset. It's not just about fighting and beating somebody up. It is a culture. So for me, fitness for me was a culture, not even just a lifestyle, because you said lifestyle, you get into it and you get out, you get into it out. as opposed this is a culture. Even if you have slip ups to where you're not able to train, or even you go through some depressive maze to where you don't feel like training and you eat bad. I have always eaten clean all my life, so eating junk is more of a actually work for me. To like, what do I feel like eating as far as junk? And 85 to 90% of the time, it's like I'll still grab a granola bar. I'll grab, one of those little Sunbelt granola bars and stuff, which would be, better than buying a Twix. And of course, not a Dollar Tree actually has Kellogg's, and even though they're full of sugar, they're a lot better, healthier choice than still buying a candy bar. So that's just me, I would rather buy a sparkling water than a soda. More like just water, or even to save myself money, I would buy hydration packets and buy water and use that. That's what I would do. So for me, when I decided to go this route and use my fitness platform to reach out to people, it was an understanding that you're not gonna make everybody happy. You have people who are just gonna come here and come at you just for GP. And the whole thing is to keep a Zen mindset to realize that you were here to reach the masses. So before I go on, please subscribe, like, put that in there. Again, I implore everybody to please comment. I will only know how to best serve you, my audience, and future audience to, be there for you, and what can I do? What can you advise me to better serve you and give you information? Because that's my goal, to be a digital health liaison. I've already got my mentor, Melly. Shout out to you and Corey. Thank again, you guys, and JJ Pruitt for believing in me, guys. And I definitely, if you want to have a good human performance experience, please come by Body by Melly, the Sledge Studios of human performance development, 2443 Old Springville Road, up on a hill. We have so many things set up over the holidays that once it starts, we're going to be training, doing stuff on the inside. But by the time it gets warm up again, our parking lot is going to be a big outside, wonderful, CrossFit type place. So I'm looking forward to that. So other than that, like I said, like and subscribe, and please comment. I say the pros outweigh the cons on why using fitness social media. I'm a big proponent of definitely hands-on. I know a lot of online trainers have that, and it seems cool, but I would rather, for me, have a bunch of people in the gym with me and I'm directing the class and walking around the gym with them. It's just having somebody online. I'm not saying that it can't be done. Those people who are that busy and would resonate with me, that'd be great. And I will make sure that I will teach classes for everybody, from easier classes to nice, good, challenging classes. So I plan on doing that. The cons is just how best deliver certain things. I know I've seen Sound Bowl. I am a sound healer and vibration healer. Could I do that online? Probably could. The thing is, even if I have the best microphone and stuff to deliver it, will that person have an adequate sound system to get the richness of what I'm doing with my sound therapy? So with some of my modalities, it will be a challenge. I can't do Reiki online. I can't do acupuncture online. So I'm pretty limited. I can definitely do yoga and the meditation, and I think those would be great to do anyway. I have a number of ideas that we're going to I mean, probably people have thought about them before, but nobody pushed it. So some of the ideas Miss Melly have given and has encouraged me to think outside the box too. Yeah, we got a lot of plans for the human performance domain. That's going to be Olympus. That's going to be Wakanda. That's going to be Valhalla for human performance development. And through that is where this wonderful page comes in. Our world is crazy, and we just are going through. Even people who are exercising still mentally may have issues going on with them. So my biggest thing was when I chose this and actually talking with Melly, I thought about it. It's like I've always exercised to evolve into the best version of myself, because though I loved looking at myself in my younger days with my 8-pack, yeah, I had 8-pack, I still get compliments on my legs because I am a leg freak. You know, more than most men are like chest freaks, but I'm more of a leg freak, and I love them back, too. Because the chest is the smaller out the three big muscles, so it really isn't that hard to develop. But guys put a lot of effort into it, but then a lot of guys end up getting their shoulders and triceps more in play. So they have these wonderfully developed triceps and front delts, and their chest is okay. And you can tell that they haven't done enough exercises to really expand the chest. It has that human plating look. It just has a nice chest, and you just removing weight. You weren't really effectively really getting a good stretch on your pecs to get it trained the way that it should be. So I wanted to make sure that I tackled health and wellness on this show from a emotional, mental, and actually spiritual aspect. Because it's easy to say like you just do it and get in here and all that stuff like that, but we're human. It would be great if everybody had a Spartan Wakandan mentality. It would be fantastic. But everybody is different, but it doesn't mean that that person is too busy in life to be able to effectively do anything, that they're lazy. It's just being able to find a way to best attain your sense of wellness. Wellness first, meaning that well enough to then pursue that health. So if you're mentally, emotionally, or spiritual, a combination of 2 or 3, where you don't feel well, your health is already deteriorated at some point, and you're not able to, physically take care of your health, because emotionally, mentally, or spiritually, or a combination of the three or all three, you just can't get yourself out there. So that's what I decided with this site, because I've had my moments many a time, especially with the last COVID and post-COVID years. Yeah, my body composition, it seesawed because of injuries I've sustained through the military that I thought I avoided. I trained hard and stretched and made sure I took care of my joints and took all my multivitamins, like Hogan said, brother. So ate my vitamins, said my prayers, and I thought I beat it till get an MRI. I'm looking at the MRI results. I'm thinking it's an 80-year-old man's neck. I'm like, this is not my neck. I can squat 500 plus pounds and deadlift 500 plus pounds, almost 600 pounds. But of course, that was years ago. That was last time I even went near there was in like 40, which was 15 years ago, where I crushed 400 plus pounds in a deadlift and squat in New Jersey. So I was like, I'm doing like 700-800 pound, leg presses. I'm like, yeah, you know, but now I'm like, body's paying for it. And it wasn't from my training. It was human body's not meant to walk around with 90 pounds of combat gear for 15 hours a day. Who knew, right? But when you are down and you have to think through things, you are not motivated to do stuff. And this is where it's okay to take that time. Sometimes take that sabbatical where you don't train that much, but just think, what can you do to get back to that point? And that's what my journey was. I had to think of purpose to get myself back in there. And actually, to quote a young lady on TikTok, celebrate no small victories, no matter what. And take that time to recoup. And you do something simple as, hey, buy yourself a smoothie. Buy your favorite protein bar, whatever. Or on the opposite side, you were eating well and get your favorite junk food. Just once in a blue moon. But the Holistic Realms concept is to holistically I'll be speaking with you guys on different topics for a wide range of things. My discussions on actual nutrition will be limited because I think there's a lot of people talking about that. Unless somebody wants me to do that, I am more of a rational person. I am not going to give you the new hottest stuff that cats are trying to sell you. I will give you the breadth of actual knowledge that I have of at the same time almost over 30 years in the healthcare field. And in that same time, I've always worked in a health facility, whether it be a gym. I've worked in health food restaurant. I've actually worked in a couple of vitamin and nutrition stores. So I was getting the information from these companies, not hyperbole that you hear from Johnny, Mary, or Mo on the internet. So I want to share that with everybody to help improve your overall well-being as a person. As a matter of fact, I actually developed a plan to try to improve the health, which I think in turn would reduce healthcare costs, and it would take a buy-in by everybody. Develop a coalition to actually have my city and my state of Alabama to be places recognized for their great holistic health efforts. I will share more of that down the road. Hopefully this stuff picks up steam. I don't want to put the cart before the horse. So everybody, welcome to this journey, to these newer realms of reaching your best potential for your best self. So with that being said, I hope you all have a great evening, great week, and namaste.